Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Oh my god, I'm fucking stupid. I'm unmuted again. Dun 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 dun. I'm fucking unmuted again. That's fucking funny. You guys can hear me fucking dun 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 dun. We're just gonna jump right into it. Me and the missus, we're hanging out, and we're gonna hang out around the time I would have read COI. So I'm just gonna go live now. Easy, you fucking bastard. The one time dude, I know, Kevin. You had me laughing. I was like, oh shit. I was like, it's gonna be so mad right now. Well, it's okay. But that around the time where I would have gone live is the time where we're reading COI, so it's all good. So rather than starting and reading Shadow Slave for an hour, now we just go straight into COI at the start time of the post. So we're still good. We're still good. Yeah, no, we're still good on time. It's just, man, the missus told me last minute, actually, we can hang out in like 2.5 hours. I'm like, yeah, that works, honey. And I'm like, fuck, that's around the time I was gonna read COI. So we're just going live. It's okay. Close your eyes, rest for 45 more minutes. We'll do COI in 45. Oh my god, man. My dog got me so fucking mad today in the morning. This disgusting dog. Oh my god. I almost fucking threw up, bro. Love your room. Just perfect. Yeah, thank you, Lost from Light. Yeah, I'll be honest, I haven't collected this is all shit I've collected so long ago. I haven't been able to collect as much as I used to. But yeah, man, I used to collect a lot of anime and manga. Half of my video games just aren't visible because I have the rest over here. I have like more of my I have my regular books over here. I have all my shit from when I traveled over here. There's, oh my god, my dog roasted me out, man. She fucking had cat, oh my god, she had cat doo-doo. Oh my god, I was fucking threw up. I was like, what the fuck is that putrid smell? And I'm like, oh, fucking shower my dog at like 6:30 in the morning. No, it was like 6 a.m. I was giving my dog a shower. I was like, this is gross, man. This is fucking nasty. It was all over her collar. Oh, I throw her collar away. I'm like, oh, I'm fucking grossed out just thinking about it. Yeah, damn, man. That shit was fucking nasty. All right, we're here. Thank you. Thank you for liking the room. Yo, Easy, how's your day going? Man, I've had a shit day. My dog, man. Oh, what? No, you're not in trouble. Why are you standing? Oh, let me let her. I think she wants to go. Come here. You're not in trouble. Come here. Okay, so we're only going to read Shadow Slave for about 40 minutes. And then we'll do COI. Because I do want at least an hour COI. Hi! You had cat doo-doo all over you. You know how gross that is? You know how Ellie, that you're not in trouble. Stop rolling over. Do you know how gross that was? Please don't ever do that again. Oh my god, look at the cute little puppy eyes she gave me. Wait, I gotta show you guys this. Look at this cute little dog. Hi. Look at this cute little dog rolling over. But Ellie, that was so, oh my god, it was so disgusting today in the morning what she did. Oh, but it's okay. You're not in trouble. We gave you a bath, so it's all good. You know, it's all good in the hood. All right, that being said, we're going to be reading Shadow Slave only for about 40 minutes today because we'll be reading COI. Let me let my dog out. So we'll be doing that. Go outside, Ellie. On the bed. So if you like what you are going to see, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah. Let's just get right into it. It's going to be a very slow read today. Oh, man. It's... Oh. I'll keep it real quick, Cammy. When my dog was a puppy... She wouldn't eat her doo-doo. She would eat cat doo-doo. I've been around the block long enough now. I've been a dog owner for 2 years. cat doo-doo and dog doo-doo, they just look different. Okay? They look different. They don't look the same. But, oh my God. Oh my God. And when she was a puppy, she's like, oh, it's food. And I'm like, no, it's not food. Oh, it's so disgusting. I'm getting triggered thinking about it. Point is, today in the morning, I let her out fucking like 3 in the morning to go do the bathroom. So we quickly went for a walk. Yeah, man. God. It's like she thought it was food. I'm eating, man. What the fuck? It gets even worse. That was like 2 years ago. She don't do that anymore. I'm like, fuck them. Fuck no, man. Don't you dare do that. She stopped. And she didn't eat it. But I think she tried to sniff the doo-doo. But like, oh my God, her sniffing, and I didn't catch it because I'm like, don't forget, it's like 3 in the morning for me, you know. I'm like out of it, so I gotta put on her leash, I gotta dress up, I gotta take her out, and I'm like half asleep, then we go back, so I didn't see. No, wait, don't mute. This isn't that bad. So it got on her dog collar, bro, at like 3 in the morning, and I'm like, I didn't see it, I didn't smell it. So when I woke up to go to the gym at like 5 in the morning, my dog sniffed me, and I'm like, she smelled weird, and I'm like, ugh. So I was like, okay, I'll brush her teeth when I get back from the gym. Brushing her teeth, I'm like, she still smells, but because she has long hair over her collar, I couldn't see it. So I started wiping her body. I'm like, okay, it's not her legs, her back, her front paw. I'm wiping her neck, and I'm like, ugh, is that cat doo-doo? And I keep wiping, and then it's just fucking doo-doo after doo-doo and doo-doo and doo-doo, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, I don't see doo-doo on her coat. Where the fuck? Like, where's the fucking doo-doo? And then I look at her collar. My God, the biggest fucking golden nugget was on the clip. I gagged so fucking hard, bro. I was like, ugh. And I just. Oh my God, I had to grab napkins to click her dog collar out because like the doo-doo is around the click. So I'm like, that fucking, you know, like, get like, I just fucking threw it away. And I was giving her like I was so late today, bro, and I gave her like a 45-minute fucking shower, bro. I gave her like 5-6 rinses. Oh my God. Look at me, bro. I'm crying already. Please, easy. We don't need to gag with me. Oh, motherfuckers, if I suffered, you guys suffer. that was my fucking morning. Okay, let's get reading. Let's start reading. We're only gonna read for 38 more minutes. This is gonna be like a 30-minute Shadow Slave read through, and then we're gonna try and read like an hour COI. Oh, change the music. We gotta change the music. And now we pretend that nothing happened. And now we pretend that nothing happened. Now we just read. So fucking gross. Do any dog owner, cat owner here? Have any of y'all motherfuckers run into that shit? Or is it just me? Yeah, that shit was fucking disgusting, man. I'm fucking Ellie's never made me fucking that gross before, bro. Don't need details. Sorry. All right, too late. Okay, we're done. Skip. We're done. We're good. Chapter 388. Good thing you guys weren't watching live stream, because, bro, I just trauma dumped all you guys. Man, that shit was deep. Well, I hope now we're closer. I hope that helped us bond, right? Chapter 386 is called Sanctuary of Noctis. Okay. FF15 reference. So Sunny was walking on the last chain he had traversed as he approached the Sanctuary of Noctis, but then it was already night. Up above, the pale disk of the crescent moon shone softly, its light reflecting off the white walls of the ivory tower. Countless stars shimmering on the dark velvet tapestry of the night sky without the light of population of the giant city where Sunny had grown produced. They were beautiful and bright. Sorry, I'm already reading wrong. There had not been any stars on the forgotten shore as well, so this sight was still new and breathtaking to him. Now that it was night, the border between the sky above and the sky below was almost invisible. I find it weird, bro. There's like 2 skies in the sky. That's weird. The border between the sky above and the sky below was almost invisible. The empty void beneath the aisles had stars of its own, so it seemed the reflection of the real sky during these hours. The only difference between them was that it lacked both the moon and the ethereal silhouette of a graceful white tower floating through the clouds. Yeah, we do bonded. Uh-huh. Oh, we gotta update that. The chained aisles, right? That's what it said. The chained swayed lightly as Sunny walked. He felt reluctant to use Shadow Step to close to the sanctuary and enjoy the sight of the night sky, so the smell of the clean air and the cool embrace of the wind. So he tended to complete this last part of the return journey on foot. Even hell could be beautiful sometimes. A few minutes later, Sunny heard the murmur of the flowing water and knew the sanctuary was already closed. The citadel that served most awakened of the chained isles at home was situated on a tiny island of its own. The island, however, was rather anomalous. Unlike all the others, it never rose and never fell, always remained at a stable height, always from the torturous pressure of the crushing. Why is this one different? It always remained at a stable height, away from the torturous pressure of the crushing. There has to be a reason, right? There was a grass field, and in the center, a massive menhir stood in the perfect circle, which encompassed another small one. The larger circle for, I don't know what word that is. Menhirs? A tall, upright stone of a kind erected in prehistoric time in Western Europe. Okay.
There was a grass field. And in its center,
a massive
menhir stood.
Menhir stood in the perfect circle, which encompassed another small one. The larger circle formed the outer wall of the citadel, while the smaller one formed for the inner. I feel like the music is too low, so I'm gonna raise it a smidge. Inside of the circle, there was a tranquil park with a pool of clear water in its middle. A path of stones led to a small island at the center of the pool, where in the shade of the ancient tree, an altar cut from a solid piece of white marble stood. The altar had three special things about it. The first one was an obsidian knife that lay on its surface. The knife did not seem very special, with the exception of the fact that no one, not even saints, was able to lift it even by a centimeter from the altar surface. The second special thing was the altar was that it appeared to be itself the gateway. The altar is the gateway. One simply had to touch it to be transported back to the real world. Once anchored to it, the awakened would appear near the altar when they fell asleep in reality. Huh. Imagine if the anchor back on the Forgotten Shore was a... Not the anchor. Imagine if the saint's statue in the church was another gateway, right? That would have been pretty crazy. The third thing was that seemingly endless stream of water. Wait, no. Fucking shit, I'm losing my place, man. I'm so distracted today. The third thing was that a seemingly endless stream of water flowed from the altar, feeding the pool that surrounded it. No one knew where the water came from or where the altar produced it, just that it was cold, sweet, and safe to drink. 7 streams flowed out of the pool and eventually fell over the edge of the small island, turning into water and dust into the wind. On a bright day, the whole sanctuary was surrounded by rainbows. It was the murmur of these waterfalls that Sunny had heard as he approached the citadel. Using the dark wing to glide upwards and land on the soft grass of the island, he walked over to a stone post and stood nearby and rang the bronze bell that hung on it. This was to let the watchman know that he was a human, not a nightmare creature that needed to be destroyed. Soon a whistle came out of the darkness, and Sunny walked forward on a path that led him to the towering menhirs. That's a hard word to say. A few minutes later, he had walked between the two massive stones and entered the sanctuary of Noctis. No one really knew who Noctis was and why this place was called in their honor. If the name even belonged to a living creature, it was just that the spell called this place, so humans followed suit. That's so weird, dude. In any case, the space between the two rings of menhirs had been made into a place for the awakened to rest and recuperate between their ventures into the wild expanse of the Chained Isles. The White Feather Clan had built walls to close the spaces between the standing stones and recruiting several people with useful utility aspects to make living conditions better for those who chose to come here or were sent to this region by the spell. Currently, there were about 200 awakened populating the sanctuary, which was enough to keep it functioning and safe. This late at night, most of the people were either sleeping, resting, or had already returned to the real world, so Sunny did not meet anyone as he headed towards his assigned living quarters. Like everybody else, he was assigned a small room after becoming anchored to the sanctuary. It was situated near one of the two entrances, so he didn't have to walk for a long time. Entering the room, Sunny quickly took off his pack and placed his trophies, a scattered of soul shards, a few weird-looking fruits, and a golden coin into the chest standing near the bed. Then he threw the pack on the floor, lingered for a few moments, and left. Usually, Usually, he would have stayed until the morning and went to either the kitchens or the improved marketplace at the park to trade the shards for memories or credits. Chat with other awake and learn that later news was important information about the Isles, or simply relax, but today he had to hurry to the real world. Entering the park, Sunny approached a deep pool of clear water and stepped onto the first stone of the path that led to the altar island. Soon he was standing in front of the white altar, surrounded by the tranquil sound of rustling leaves and running water. Glancing at the obsidian dagger, Sunny resisted the urge to try and lift it. He had already done so many times before, all with no rest whatsoever. Maybe one day. With a sigh, he took a step forward and placed his hands on the altar. The marble felt cool to the touch, and the next moment the darkness of the night was momentarily illuminated by a flash of ethereal blue light. When it dissipated, there was no one standing under the branches of the ancient tree. Sunny had left the dream realm and returned to the real world. Look at that, bro. All it took was like fucking 10 chapters for him to leave the dream realm, bro. That's after being on the Forgotten Shore for a whole year. That's all it took. That's fucking cool, dude. Now he can just go in and out as he pleases. Oh, man. Sorry if my head's not all there today. I'm not upset. Maybe I'm a little bit upset because of IRL, but it's all right. You know, we just move on. But it's not gonna stop us. We still got 30 more minutes of Shadow Slave. I mean, it's your first time watching. Oh, that's cool, bro. It's so cool for watching you live. Been watching your videos for half a year. Damn, that's fucking cool, bro. Thank you, man. I'm sorry I'm a little bit out of it, and we're only raiding for like 30 more minutes of Shadow Slave. Felt the same too, but don't worry. We'll come back. We'll come back. Don't worry. We'll be back tomorrow for more. Well, I should be able to stream tomorrow. It just might be a little bit unannounced, just as a heads up. Because I do have to get some stuff done before, and then we should be good. Not like he pleases. Sleep means dream realm. True. Do you have Pennywise? Was that a It reference? Like the book? I do own the book It. How late am I? We just started. We've been live for 18 minutes. Chapter 387 is called Withered Flowers. Sunny opened his eyes in the cold cradle of the sleeping pod. I updated it. Of the sleeping pod, the lid was already sliding away and the lights in the room were gradually turning brighter. The panoramic wall in front of him opened to a view of one of the Academy parks. The eastern horizon was already painted lilac? I've never said that word in my life. Lilac by the rising sun, but the world was still shrouded in darkness. Made it. With a sigh, he rose from the pod and lowered his feet to the cold floor. The first moments after leaving the dream room were still strange to him. It just seemed weird to be able to escape so easily without having to fight through a sea of monsters and struggle against terror, desperation, and pain. How could something so meaningful be so simple? Fuck, man, that's crazy. And yet it was. In the past 2 months, coming and going from the dream realm had almost become a routine for him. Not that he had done it so often as most Awakened did. Standing up, Sunny grimaced, then massaged his shoulders and glanced at the sleeping pod darkly. Now that he was awakened, the Academy had granted him a personal living space in one of the dormitories. These quarters were much the same as the room he had lived in during his preparations to enter the dream room for the first time, but with one significant difference. There was a smaller room adjacent to the main one. Is Nephis sleeping in there? Lilac. Oh, thank you. I know I have said the word lilac. I guess I haven't spelled it in so long. It's like, fuck is that? Okay. These quarters were much the same as the room he had been living in during his preparations to enter the dream room for the first time, but with one significant difference. There was a smaller room adjacent to the main one, housing a humble medication space and an individual sleeping pod. The problem was that the pod was not all the same as advanced to the state of an art of one of the ones used for the sleepers. It did its job for as long as the Awakened remained in the dream realm, for about 8 to 12 hours, as most of them did. However, Sunny was in the habit of spending much time there. His recent adventures, for example, had lasted 3 whole days. He had to work hard to not fall behind after all. As a result, his muscles felt sore and heavy, circulating essence throughout his body to chase away the remnants of sleep. Sunny walked to the bathroom and got into the shower. Streams of water caressed his skin and flowed down to the scales of the black serpent coiling around his lifted body. He signed and closed his eyes for a moment. At least his mind felt refreshed. Visiting the dream realm was not exactly equal to good sleep, but it was somewhat similar. Mental fatigue still accumulated little by little, but it was easier to remove it by meditating or actually sleeping on the other side of the gateway. Few awakened ever did, however, since no place there was really completely safe. Exiting the shower sometime later, Sonny felt wide awake and fully energized. He dressed himself. Let me show you some music. I just played Lumiere. Oh. On the music. That's better. He sat at the table and quickly compiled a report about his recent exploration. Then he picked up the communicator and checked its log. Later, man. Hope you get some good rest. No missed calls, a few messages from Effie with photos of all delicious food she was eating and several memetic jokes of questionable nature, and few more from Kai describing his experiences in Bastion. Sunny waited for a bit, then sighed and put on the communicator down. Time for breakfast. Commanding one of the shadows to wrap itself around his body so that he appeared like a normal person, Sunny left his room and headed out. On the way to the cafeteria, he met a few other awakened. No one paid him too much attention, though. In recent months, the image of the true names of Cassie, Kai, and especially Effie had been plastered all over the media, but luckily, he had avoided becoming a poster boy for the government's insatiable propaganda machine. As a result, random strangers had no idea who he was, which suited Sunny just fine. Entering the cafeteria, he got himself a full tray of food, sat on the tables, and placed a communicator on the surface. The call was supposed to come any minute now. He enjoyed... I thought my phone was ringing. He enjoyed a decently delicious breakfast in peace and quiet, glancing at the communicator from time to time. No one bothered him, and there was no danger to be worried about. A content smile found its way to his lips. Ah, life is good. Finally, the communicator rang. Sunny answered the call and listened to the respectful voice of the other side of it. Everything is ready. Wonderful. So when can I? Oh, really? Well, great. Then I will be there at noon. Right? Is it his sister? Right? See... Wait, it's his sister. It has to be. No, he wouldn't be this fucking like in a hurry if it wasn't his sister. Did he get in contact with her? Finishing the call, he put the communicator down and stared into the distance for a long time, a strange look on his face. Bro, it has to be. After receiving the contribution points for the Forgotten Shore report and making some money by then, selling soul shards to other Waken of the Chain Isle, Sunny had done something he had never thought he would be able to do in his life. He had bought a home. Oh. A nice, beautiful home in a distant city with clean air and green laws. And now, after several long weeks of waiting, everything was finally ready for him to move in. Ah, God, it's for the house. Looking down at the cantankerous shadow, Sunny lingered for a few moments and then smiled. I think we've made it, buddy. We really did. The person in charge of renovating his home and bringing in desired specifications was going to meet him there at noon, so Sunny had a few hours of free time to kill. He wandered around the park for a bit. Now that the spring had come, the air was warm and pleasant. The melodic drip-drop of melting snow distributed the peace silently of the early morning, making Sunny feel balanced and relaxed. Even the shadows seemed to enjoy the tranquil landscape. Eventually, he visited one of the kiosks scattered... Wow, I haven't spelled the word kiosk in so long that I kiosko. Like, I was gonna say some weird-ass anime name or some shit, but no, it's a kiosk. Eventually, he visited one of the kiosks scattered around the academy and spent a bit of credits to buy a bouquet of fresh flowers. Then Sunny found himself standing in front of the hospital complex. With a sigh, he lowered his head and walked through the automatic doors. Using an elevator to reach one of the lower levels, he passed several increasingly strict security checks and approached the unremarkable white door. Inside it was cold and dark. Is he visiting Nev? Oro? I don't know what Oro said. I don't want to know if it was a spoiler, but all right. Remarkable white marble. Inside it was cool and dark. Changing the withered flowers for fresh ones. He lingered for a bit, then sat on the chair and stood near the softly glowing sleeping pod. Entombed within, a young woman with silver hair was dreaming soundly, her face pale and unmoving. Wow, dude, this is so good. Hey, Nephis, how have you been? Is he gonna... Why do I have a tear in my eye? Is he gonna talk to her? Vigil. Damn. Let's keep reading, dude. 14 minutes. 44. By the power of kiosk. Pop quiz. What's Cassie's true name? It's Changing Star, bro. I just said it. Come on, man. We just said it. We just said it. It's changing star. I had to think about it for a second. Like, is that not it? 388. We have about 21 more minutes before COI. Chapter 388 is called Vigil. There was no one in the room besides the two of them. Well, Nephis wasn't really there either. And since Sunny was alone. In more senses than one, really, there were two small tables standing... Oh, wait, shit, you said Cassie. Wait, no, you said Cassie's true name, not Nephis's. Hold up, they just revealed it. Kai's is Nightingale. Effie's is Raised from Wolves. Cassie's is... Fuck! Shit! I forgot! You gotta give me some respect, bro. We said at least 3 out of 4 names. Hold up. I'm forgetting one. Shit, it might be important. What is it? Lightbringer. Oh. For someone that's called Lightbringer, she caused a lot of trauma at the end of Forgotten Shore. Exams nowadays are brutal. You know, I'm down for a Shadow Slave quiz if you guys put one together. We did one for LOTM. In more senses than one, really, there were 2 small tables standing on both sides of the sleeping pod, each bearing a vase with fresh flowers. Sunny only ever changed the flowers in one of the vases, while Cassie tended to the other. They had yet to bump into each other while visiting Neff after the first fateful day, though which suited Sunny fine. He didn't really want to see the blind girl now or ever again. Glancing at changing stars, Sunny sighed and kept his mouth shut. He didn't know what kinds of recording equipment were installed in the room, so his one-sided conversation with Neff's had to have happened in the safety of his mind. I've just returned from the Dream Realm, spent a whole 3 days there exploring ruins, hunting down few nightmare creatures, my shadow fragments. Well, you already know, I've been working hard not to let you leave me completely in the dust. Oh, I met a master from the White Feather Clan yesterday. He seems like a nice enough guy. You would have liked him, I think. He paused for a few moments and wondered if he was considering crazy behavior. Talking to a person that wasn't really there, pretending that they were, maybe it was, but despite how much Sunny hated to admit it, he wasn't as fine and stable as he pretended to be. He was angry, guilt-ridden, and lonely. He missed Nephis much more than he had ever expected. Out there on the Forgotten Shore, she had somehow become a fundamental part of his life. It was strange to exist without her occupying a place in the same world as him. Painful. He missed Cassie too, or rather the version of her that had lived in his mind before everything that day had turned to ashes. He missed their friendship, their camaraderie, their trust in each other, things that they had broken and lost. Sunny sighed. You know, these days I often think about the time we spent in the labyrinth, the 3 of us. It was a simpler time, don't you think? A wonderful time. It seemed so terrible back then, but now I miss it a lot. I wonder if you do too. He grimaced and looked away. Anyways, what else? Oh, that house I bought is ready. Kai and Effie are doing fine. They are both very busy, though. I hear that Cass is doing well, too. She had become the leader of those... I'm sorry, she became their leader? She had become the leader of those Forgotten Shore Awakened who remained independent. People are calling them the Firekeepers. If that isn't the most FromSoft looking shit, I don't know is. Because she literally looks... Effie literally looks like the Firekeeper from... Right? She kind of looks like the Firekeeper. Because the Firekeeper also covers her eyes. So for them to be called the Firekeepers, funny, right? Suddenly lingered for a while, gathering his thoughts. I have to visit your mom. By the way, Oh, he's gonna visit her mom? Sunny lingered for a while, gathering his thoughts. I have visited your mom, by the way. I remember that you didn't like the thought of her being alone. So I went to see her. She is fine too. Well, I mean, you know, for a hollow. Oh, and the funniest part, he looked around and thought, do you remember how you told us that you wanted to dye your hair? You won't believe it, but I actually bought a little memory that allows me to change the color of my hair at will. Not because of you. It's just something I needed for a thing I'm about to do. Is that why he has silver hair? Wait a fucking minute. That's why he has silver hair. When I thought Weaver's mask and the white hair was a combination. But he has black hair and the memory... So he turns his hair white when he... Oh! He turns his hair white when he uses Weaver's mask. Oh, that's fucking cool. No, yeah, I'm sorry, human. I was a little bit earlier than usual. Oh! That's why his hair... I know it. That has to be why his hair is white. So I think that it's sort of hilarious. Nephis remained still and absent, her ivory face looking lifeless in the white glow of the sleeping pod. He gritted his teeth. Where are you? How are you doing? Are you hurt? Are you fucking happy? I imagined that you would be free of everything with nothing to do but slaughter nightmare creatures in battle against the things you hate the most. Sonny looked down and clenched his fist, then remained still for a long time. Are you coming back? There was no answer. He sat by changing her side for a while, staring at her still face. Then he nodded heavily and stood up. All right, figures I'll see you later. With that, Sonny turned around and left. Exiting the academy, Sonny lingered for a bit, then turned around and looked back. The massive red gates looked very different from how they used to be. Back when he and Nephis walked through them 16 months ago, the space in front of them had been empty then, but now it was filled with tens of thousands of burning candles. These candles were an altar to Changing Star after the survivors of the Forgotten Shore had returned to the real world. Their stories spread like wildlife and captured humanity's attention for a few weeks. Both the independent media and the government propaganda machine added fuel to the fire, spinning in an inspirational epic of human resilience, heroism, and sacrifice. And Nephis, of course, was the protagonist of that epic. Most of the Forgotten Shore Awakened were her willing apostles, after all. In their hearts, she was her savior. They were already under the impression that Changing Star had become trapped in Dream Realm in order to give them a chance to escape. Their voices fell into a fertile soil. Nephis already had that established mythos of the Immortal Flame Clan to raise the spotlight of glory, and with her extraordinary accomplishments on the Forgotten Shore, it only grew brighter. The things that had already elevated and exalted her, however, was something else. It's a martyrdom. People love nothing more than a martyr. Just like Sonny had said, a person had to die to become a true hero. Changing Star, however, had done something strange. She was now somewhere neither dead nor alive, which only made the whole thing more gripping and emotional. Nephis had to become a martyr without actually dying, which was coincidentally very fitting considering her clan's name. All of humanity was now entranced by the story of the last daughter of the legendary Immortal Flame Clan, the heirs to the two most prominent warriors in human history, who had been thrust into hell, stormed the citadel of a fallen terror that ruled it, and fought the creature for long enough for 100 sleepers to escape back to the real world, staying behind to ensure their survival. From the outside, she seemed like a paragon of humanity. Sonny didn't know who came up with the idea of placing candles near the gates of the academy, but it was rather ingenious. People seemed to believe the immortal flame would not be extinguished as long as at least one candle continued to burn for Changing Star. So the academy had expectantly become a place for the pilgrimage for thousands of humans who'd wished for her to be imposed once again and return alive. The idea was so poignant that even Sonny himself had felt compelled to light a candle a couple of times. Zealots. With a dismissive shake of his head, he turned around and walked away, leaving the sea of candles behind. Not one of them knew Nephis, only he did. She didn't need their candles to escape with the dream realm. Perhaps it was a dream realm that needed help escaping from her. Damn. We're going to do one more chapter. So I'm sorry, it is going to be a short shadow save. We do want to read COI for at least 1 hour, and we'll see how the videos do, but I think it'll be okay. We'll see. That thing gets me bubbly. Emotional, not physical. Fortunately, he is still short. Chapter 389 is called A Place to Call His Own. Sonny spent some time in the crowded carriage of a public train. Since personal transport vehicles were rare, expensive, and demanded a special government license to purchase, most of it in the city used public transportation to move around. Magnetic trains, usually simply called trams, were the cheapest and most popular form of it. During his time in the outskirts, Sonny rarely had a reason to use it, but when he did, people didn't pay him any attention. Sometimes they even went out of their way to not notice him. By now, things seemed to have changed. Sonny had his eyes closed, observing the carriage through the shadow in case there was danger. There wasn't, however. He was surprised to notice that people, especially young women, threw curious glances at him from time to time. This is a soul serpent. Is the soul serpent showing? But no, his sleeves hid the coils of his shadows completely. Strange must be the clothes then. Sonny had not ventured out of the academy a lot during the past 2 months, but on one of those expeditions, he had bought himself some unassuming but pricey civilian clothes. Damn, he's fucking dripped out. He's dressing better than me. According to Kai, they were understated and stylish, and whatever that meant. He's buying fucking, like, streetwear clothing? He's wearing Supreme? Whatever that meant, Sonny basically just went for the only comfortable thing that store had in the dark colors. He sighed, that's just how shallow people are, a simple change of wardrobe, and suddenly I am on the center of attention. Why are girls so materialistic? Fucking tell me about it, Sonny. Yo, I'm about to start wearing my Supreme. If he's this stripped out, I gotta match his drip. Like I said in Discord, read offline and upload vids since it's chill volumes and do COI on streams. To be fair, many guys stared at him too. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. You don't mind the profanity. It's okay. The thing is, this is the thing. It's like I can only like if I were to read off stream, it would still be during this time. Like, you get me, Sonny? Like I'm still only able to read, especially on weekdays, like during like my 2 hour of free time. So it's like I wouldn't be able to read it. I mean, like I wouldn't be able to read more. Like, if it makes sense, I wouldn't be able to read more if I don't stream it and then just upload it. It's still going to be the same amount of reading. We'll see. To be fair, many guys stared at him. By the time Sonny reached a stop, he was a bit flustered, leaving the crowded train behind. He sighed with relief, his hands in his pocket, and walked out of the familiar tram terminal. The part of the town he came to was somewhat near its center, as far removed from the outskirts as one could imagine. It was peaceful, quiet, and green. The air was almost as fresh as there was of the dream realm. The houses in the district were also the opposite of human hives. Sonny was accustomed to weirdly. They were all very low, no more than 2 or 3 stories high. The ground itself rose and fell in artificial tiers. Each street existed on its own wide terrace. Out here, the snow was already gone, revealing beautiful lawns and greenery. The whole district looked like a garden. Obviously, not everyone could allow themselves to live here. Most of the locals were either reasonably wealthy or worked for the government. However, as far as the citizens went, they were not of the highest rank. There were others, much more affluent districts in the city, and the real elites, as well as the most awakened, lived there. By the way, one of the things that Sonny liked about this place, he could do without being around other Awakens all day, every day, or anyone really. It took him around 15 minutes to walk from the terminal to the desired address. Of course, Sonny could have reached it much faster by jumping through the shadows, but he preferred not to use abilities outside of the Dream Realm and the Academy. It made him feel more human. Finally, he stopped in front of the home that was going to be his. That's so fucking cool. He has his own home now. And stared at it for a few minutes. The house in front of him was yeah, damn, he got money for 2-story houses in this economy? Damn. He just paid cash. The house in front of him was 2 stories high with gray walls and a slanting tile roof. It had synth wood porch, a lawn, and a big window opening to the view of the spacious living room. There was even a garage for a PTV. What the fuck is that? And a hedge fence to separate it from the neighboring home. It was like something out of a fairy tale. Extravagant. Awakened sunless, sir. Sonny was aware, of course, that a PTV had just parked nearby and that a man got out of it, approaching him from behind. He was just too accustomed by the weight of the moment to show it. Turning around, he glanced at the person who called out for him. It was a short, overweight man wearing a very expensive tailored suit and an antique luxury watch. Despite his outward appearance, the man was full of confidence and had a wide, polished, professional smile plastered to his face. Sonny stared at him with a dubious expression and then said, Leonard? I know a Leonard. It's a Leonard. Come on, it almost sounds the same. That sounds like a very specific LOTM character. The name is almost spelled the same too. Leonard, right? The man who was the representative of the agency responsible for outfitting Sonny's new home nodded with enthusiasm. That's me. The fact that you have remembered my name is very flattering, sir. Really. Damn, the fact that everybody's calling him sir. That's crazy. With that, he gestured to the home and smiled. How do you like it? Sonny hesitated, then feigned indifference and shrugged. It's fine, I guess. Leonard lingered for a moment, then smiled even wider. Of course, a person of your caliber must be accustomed to much more luxurious accommodations, but I can assure you, you won't be disappointed by our work. This home might not be as high class as to what you're used to, but tell me about it. but we did everything per your specifications, although I must admit your choice of location gave us a challenge, especially with the need to keep the exact nature of the modifications discreet. Sunny kept a straight face and tried to understand what the hell Leonardo was talking about and who he thought Sunny was. To be honest, when he had decided to buy a home, he just contacted Master Jet, told her where he wanted the house to be located and a couple of things he hoped to fit inside. And instead of giving him advice on how to proceed, she simply arranged everything for a couple of phone calls. And now here he was. Meanwhile, Leonardo glanced at him with a bit of curiosity, hesitated for a couple of moments, and then asked cautiously, "By the way, if you don't mind me asking, sir, how does this beautiful house stack against your previous place of residence?" It's amazing. I am interested from a purely professional standpoint. Of course, think of it as a client survey. Sunny looked at the cozy gray home, thought for a bit, and then answered honestly, "Well, my previous place was about 100 times bigger, built mostly out of natural stone and marble." Did I lose my place? No. With antique wooden furniture and a very special secret dungeon. Oh, and the security was taken care of by a fallen devil. Leonard stared at him for a while with the same wide smile. His face, however, had slowly turned gray. He's like, "Yo, what the fuck?" After a while, he coughed a couple of times and said hoarsely, "Wonderful, that's wonderful. Ahem, shall we take a look inside?" This dude is like, what the fuck? This motherfucker lived with a fucking devil? And it was all marble? And it was bigger? Damn, he's like, he was living good. Well, by Dream Realm standards, right? We're gonna wrap it up. We're just gonna keep it short. Don't worry. Tomorrow we'll be reading more if I do go live, or if I just read it off stream. We'll see. So we're gonna keep it short, as we said. We're gonna read about an hour of a COI. So we're just gonna read a little bit. We can't read as much as we promised yesterday because we're hanging out with the missus a lot earlier than planned. That being said, I find it really cool that he has a house. And dude, look, I'm fanficking over here. Oh my god, do you know how happy I'm going to be if by some fated encounter he runs into his sister in the dream realm and he has to protect his like little sister from like all those crazy ass nightmare creatures as a big brother should. And then when they make it back to the real world, they get to live together in that house. Oh, bro, I'm already crying. I'm crying at just the fanfics in my head. It's gonna be so beautiful if that happens, bro. Just think about it. Oh my god, it's gonna be wonderful. That being said, I like this volume. I really do like this volume. If it's a chill volume by the looks of it, but if you guys want me to read it live, let me know. Or if you guys are comfortable with me potentially reading some off stream and maybe reading a little bit more, you guys let me know. Let me know down in the comments. But as always, love you all. Peace. Have an amazing day. And if you like what you see, like, comment, sub, and I'll see you guys all soon. Peace. What was that? Oh, I see you adding me. I am at volume 2. Please don't spoil anything I don't know of yet, if you don't mind. Aurora. Oh, okay. Sorry, I won't spoil. Wait, what are you doing here? No, I'm fanficking here. Hold up. That's not a spoiler. This is me just fanficking. I think it's so difficult for us to read it because we expected someone similar to Klein, but we get someone very different. Oh, sadly I do gotta cook. I'll be taking my leave later. Easy. That's all good. Yeah, same. Have a good read. By the way, only people at 16 plus can go to the dream realm right now, and his sister is 14. That is a good call, Uncharted. She was younger than him. Easy. Why do you want to curse Sunny's sister to a life in the dream realm? Okay, I don't want to curse her to a life of the dream realm. I'm just saying, for a series that's very fated, I can see that happening. S says life, please. Aurora, why are you watching COI streamer while reading LOTM Volume 2? Oh, okay. I get you. Don't worry. We will not talk about the events of LOTM. Don't worry. We won't do that. Don't worry. I got you. We will not talk about Volume 1 at all. Good thing you told me that, because I was about to go like, oh, I hope this is going to happen. Oh, we won't. Wiz viewers made a new thing for music that works with your delay. Not gonna lie, check DM. Bet. Evil Easy wants teenager to experience traumatic events in the dream realm. Hey, that's not what I said. Let me check. Ow. Which viewer made a thing? That won't work with your delay. Not gonna like check games. Okay, let's check. Someone made this for Wiz, so music changes are easier. Choose a name on the top box, then paste the code. Give it a like box and click join. Cammy, I trust you, but like, I trust you, but like, that looks so fucking suspicious. Like, just the crazy ass long code on the bottom. He's like, hey, paste this code, homie. Like, that just looks so fucking sus. Like, if a random person were to send you that shit, you're like, huh. But I believe you. Don't worry. I believe you 100%. So enter room code. Yeah, dude. It looks so sus, bro. Did I join it? Choose a name. Just easy. Oh, it let me join. So what do I post now? Paste the YouTube link into the input bar and press and load to load the video for everyone in the room. Keep in mind the video does not autoplay. You'll have to press play. So I just push play? Okay. So I have it. So what now? Do I have to post a URL or do you do that and then I just push play? Okay, we'll find out right now. SS Drought. The SS Drought begins. Only 4 chapters. I know, sorry. We're hanging out with the missus. Oh, wait. Let me tell the missus right now. Hi. Oh, I know. Hold up. I gotta change it now. Oh, I put chapter 390? Oh. No, we're still good. Oh, you're right. I see what I did. Okay. So, let me open up... One sec. Let me open up COI. Bum, 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 dun, dun, dun. COI, baby. If I still remember where we're at. Ellie, why you barking? What are you doing? Look at this fucking mark, man. I had an ingrown hair and it just stayed like that. So frustrating. I need you to do some tests now to know how long the delay is 20 seconds. Send the first music you want as a regular music and then click on load. Next time I'll do it and we'll change the music for you too. Oh, I get you. I guess just old just Lumiere. So I paste it and I load it. I have it. That's it? That's all I gotta do? But will it loop? Ellie! Why are you barking? What are you doing? I'm out, good luck. Wait, hold up. Oh my god, wait. How do I gotta lower the volume like a lot. Does it loop on its own? it's a bit wonky. But is it looping right now? That's what I want to know. So like when it ends, does it play again? Oh, I see it. More options. Oh, I got it. I turned on loop. Oh, I have to replay. It's supposed to loop on its own, yes? Okay. Let me turn the volume down a bit for me. All right. We'll just hit record. It's been a while. Okay, so should loop on its own. Okay, all right. I think we're good. Let's see how it goes. Don't mind this. I had an ingrown hair, but we plopped it out. So the plan was to kind of wait. Oh. The plan was to kind of wait until the OVA episodes for Lord of the Mysteries in June, and then we'd read COI. But we'll read a little bit now, and we'll see how it goes. That being said, we still have about, give or take, 2 hours of reading, but we should be good. We should be good. That being said, I still remember where we are in the story. We are at chapter... Wow, my audio is spiking a lot. It's spiking like a motherfucker. And there's one thing I know. We are at chapter 36. He was stuck in a time loop, and he saw the crazy-ass cult ritual that was going on in the church with the flower girl. I forget her exact title, but like the woman that was picked. And he went back and he woke up. And I know he's still hiding his secret from his sister Aurora. Also, you need to go to the tab every time you don't hear music anymore and it starts the music change. Ah, bet. Okay. Well, I'm gonna just leave it open. I'll leave it open if that works. That being said, my voice cracked. Let's get right into it. Let's see how it goes. Oh, I heard it. It looped. It looped on its own. Good. 1 minute. 35. Oh, wow. I was like, I hear like... it's like I can hear wind. Okay, I see the one you played. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I'm gonna turn the music down a bit on my end. Are you able to control the music, Cammy, or no? We'll leave it right there. So we have about 53 minutes of reading. I'm sorry it's gonna be short, but we're gonna go as quickly as we can. Chapter 53, Ava Forlent. Thank you. I forgot her name. Chapter 53 is called Meeting Again. Lumion reached the conclusion that if his guess was true, Cordu and the surrounding area were the only places affected by the time traversal, and Cordu is the location. I still remember. Affected by the time reversal, other places were not affected. Lumion's thoughts raced, wondering if leaving this place would allow him to return to his normal life. He turned to Aurora and pretended to be guilty. Well, this telegram is my doing. You. Aurora was both angry and amused, but most importantly at a loss. She wondered if her brother had pranked her. This was akin to being pecked in the eye by an eagle despite being an experienced hunter. Lumen explained sincerely, here's the thing. Haven't I always wanted to go to Thiers to take a look? So 2 days ago, I secretly sent a telegram to Novelle Weekly at the Telegraph office. I wrote it in your style to ask what the nearest author salon is. Oh, wait. Sorry, why did I say 53? No, yeah, we're on 36. Don't worry. No, I have chapter 36 loaded. I don't know why I said 53. Sorry. Sorry, that's my bad. No, it's okay if they want to leave. It's okay. It's okay. Aurora was both angry. Wait, Lumen explained sincerely. I read this. I'm stuck in my own time loop again. Wow. Aurora showed a look of enlightenment as though the mystery was finally solved. So that's how it is. The next second, she picked up a wooden stick beside her and gritted her teeth. So the child has grown up. Lumen quickly added, Aurora, no, Grand Sieur, big sister, listen to my excuses. No, listen to my explanation. He didn't panic and even deliberately joked. Fine, go ahead, Aurora said as she held onto the wooden stick. I've always made sure that other accept any punishment with my best conduct. How can I convict someone without listening to the suspect's statement? Even if you are to die, I'll make sure you die knowing why. What the fuck? Lumion quickly said, in Intis, Trier had the most and best universities. I'm going to take the college entrance exam soon, and I want to visit them to decide which 3 days to apply for. Or which 3 to apply for. Aurora nodded slightly, indicating for Lumion to continue. Lumion praised his sister sincerely. I believe that as long as I make the legitimate request, you will definitely take me to Trier. However, you will have to spend your money if Nouvelle Weekly sends an invitation. Not only will the steam locomotive ticket and hotel accommodation fees be reimbursed, but also various entertainment expenses in Trier. I know you don't need the money, but all the writings you've done was painstakingly work afterward. I won't let a way of saving money go to waste. Aurora's expression eased. At least, I scrolled down too much, at least you care about me, but have you considered that I don't want to attend an author salon? I hate interacting with so many strangers. Lumion smiled. Aurora, Grand Sieur, have you thought that Novel Weekly invited you so warmly to not let you attend the salon, but to build a good relationship with you? You are a famous best-selling author. The salon isn't important. What's important is you. You can find a reason to reject the salon if you're willing to accept the invitation to visit Trier. The people at Novel Weekly will be glad that you accepted the first part of the invitation. Aurora sized up Lumion. You're getting better at reading people, she exulted and said. Alright, I'll handle some matters and pack our luggage. We'll leave for Trier in 2 days. Send a telegram to Novel Weekly before we leave and ask them to pick it up at Trier train station. Alright, Lumion couldn't hide his joy. Although he suspected it was impossible for him and Aurora to simply walk out of Cordu and find a corresponding source of the time reversal, he had to try. He couldn't trap himself in one place. Having such thoughts, he tried to convince Aurora. Lumion didn't plan on telling Aurora about the time reversal because she had lost his corresponding memories. Lumion knew that it was unlikely that she would believe such a delusional speculation unless Lumion kept making prophecies that were eventually verified. However, he still pretended that he wasn't aware of the time reversal. He didn't plan on making prophecies for the time being to see if he could discover any clues. Using readings as an excuse, Lumion returned to the second floor and entered the study. He sat down and casually flipped open a book to confirm if he had it the right way up. Then he sank into his own thoughts, hoping to make sure the sense of the current situation through the various details he discovered last night and today. As his gaze shifted across the empty space, Lumion saw the Livre Bleu on the table. Livre Bleu? The blue book, right? His heart skipped a beat and he retracted his thoughts. He stretched out the palm and took out the Livre Bleu, flipped through it quickly. The pages that were missing some words and corresponding holes appeared before his eyes. The letter, Lumion muttered silently. He combined the late reply from Novel Weekly with a letter of help to Leia, Ryan, and the others that he had received, and he had a new guess. Perhaps the letter was really written by me. I'm the murderer. Time reversal might have happened more than once. According to the definitions in Aurora's novel, this should be called a time loop. In a previous cycle, I discovered a certain abnormality through the certain exploratory actions and decided to seek help from the outside world by sending an anonymous letter without implicating Aurora. By the time officials realized the seriousness of the problem and sent Ryan and the others to deal with, Cordu had already begun a new cycle. Like Aurora now, I lost all my corresponding memories and returned to my initial state. So by this logic, this would be his third loop, not his second loop. Or third, or maybe even more. Logically speaking, it should have returned to its initial state, just like the food I ate in the previous cycle. Blue book with most common words to help people learn the language, yeah. There are two possibilities. Firstly, if I discover any abnormalities and ask for help before the time starts the loop, then the relevant memory shouldn't be reset. Could it be that another reason that caused me to lose a portion of my memories? This is getting more and more complicated. Secondly, I had found a way to keep something from being affected by the loop during the particular cycle. What could it be? If there is, why don't I just find a piece of paper and write down what I found? Lumion felt that he had cleared away a layer of fog and reconstructed the general situation, only to fall into even more confusion. He believed that he had already experienced many time loops. However, in the previous cycles, his memories and physical condition would reset once he started from the beginning, so he did not notice it at all. The reason why he could retain his memories and the hunter beyond the characteristics this time, it's because he's probably a beyonder, right? Is that he had met the lady and obtained the wand card. Oh, the wand card. He had obtained the wand card. He had entered the dream ruins and activated the special trait in him. Since the special trait brought about by the two symbols allowed Lumion to bring his Beyonder state into the dream realm to reality, it was completely possible for them to save his complete physical condition to the starting point of the cycle. Got it. You caught on the Telegram thing at the start of the chapter. Since you took a break, he sent the telegram. No, I remember he sent the telegram, and now he's assuming that he did it. He sent the telegram in the past loop and got a response. Now, meaning loop is probably only Cordu and the surrounding, and that's why he wants to go out of Cordu to see where the border is. Okay. Therefore, even after the shotgun's monster condition reset, it still failed to retrieve the hunter beyond a characteristic. Lumion leaned back in his chair and looked at the ceiling as he slowly exhaled. He then laughed self-deprecatingly. I've just become a Beyonder, but I have to face such abnormal things. I don't even get time to develop. Oh, I can confirm that the request for help was created by me. It might have been Aurora and Madame Paulus. It's also suspect. As Beyonders, they have sensed something amiss during the central cycle and tried to save themselves. With their mysticism knowledge, it's easier for them to find a way to preserve some traces than I can. Nonetheless, a time loop is indeed the best guess for the current situation. As he pondered, Lumion realized a way to confirm the source of the letter. The solution was simple. He would enter the dream ruins and flip through the same Livia Bleu at home. If the Livia Bleu also had missing words, it meant that Lumion had created the letter of help himself. Oh, that's a good way to verify. Hello, Izzy, can't watch stream today, but came for a moment to wish you a good stream. Yeah, thank you, man. I hope you have a good day, dude. Enjoy the VOD when it's up later today. Everything he subconsciously knew would appear. If not, it was most likely done by Aurora or Madame Paulus. Lumion's subconscious wouldn't know about this and wouldn't be responsible for it. Lumion was in a hurry to catch up on his sleep. Seeing that it was about time, he sneaked out of the house and headed straight for the Old Tavern. In the corner of Old Tavern, he spotted a familiar figure. It was the lady who had given him the wand card and potion formula. She was wearing a long orange pleated dress with a flounce collar and a light-colored frilly hat. Lumion heaved a sigh of relief, feeling like a drowning person who had finally caught a life buoy. He quickly walked over and noticed that there was no breakfast item on the table in front of the lady, but 3 stacks of tarot cards. Do you need me to draw a card? Lumion prompted. You've already drawn it. The woman shuffled the 3 stacks of tarot cards without looking up. Lumion felt fear welling up in his eyes. As expected, she was not affected by the time loop. Ah, just like him. I gotta look at it. I didn't actually open it up. I want to look at it. I want to see what he said. I want to read the whole post. As expected, she was not affected by the time loop. Without beating around the bush, Lumion sat down and asked directly, as we enter Cordu Village, have fallen into a time loop. The lady looked up and replied with a smile, yes, you're one of these... That music change? Cammy, did you time that? I didn't even say the fucking word. Yes, you're one of the circle inhabitants. Lumion repeated the term circle inhabitants to himself and asked in confusion, what does that refer to? People caught in a time loop. The lady smiled and said, there are 2 explanations. The first refers to the people that obtained a special power equivalent to sequence 4 after praying. Hold up, I need to lower the volume down just a smidge. Just a bit. Equivalent to sequence 4 after praying to a certain existence. The second refers to your current situation. You can obtain strength by praying to a hidden existence. Lumion was very surprised by the first explanation of the circled inhabitants. Fuck. Wasn't it the case that all 22 Beyonder pathways relied on consuming potions to advance? The lady nodded slightly and said, in theory, the eternal blazing sun can also bestow the gift of Beyonder powers without the need for a potion. What? Damn, yeah, that was perfect timing, love. Like, yeah, it was perfect timing, love. Like, literally, I tried to time it by 20 seconds. Dude, that was fucking perfect. I was literally about to say, sir, and then cut to the song. That was insane, dude. Motherfucker, he knows my reading habits now. He knows when I stutter and pause. Damn, you picked up on that shit fast, Cammy. He's like, he's gonna pause for 2 seconds right here. So it's 22-second delay. That was fucking crazy, dude. So the eternal blazing sun can bestow the gift of Beyonder powers without the need for a potion. However, it is a burden to him. It can only be used as a temporary measure. The more people who need a blessing, the greater the burden. It might even affect the state. There are also disadvantages to those who are bestowed. They will slowly become closer to the eternal blazing sun, be it by body, mind, or spirit. What? Okay. Moreover, as if it is a gift from a superior being, they can take it back any time unless you possess the unique power of a certain pathways and secretly complete a certain level of stealing while still having the gift. Okay. This is new lore. That's new lore, is it? How they can, like, the way she implies they can give power without necessarily giving a potion. Wait, no, we've seen that. It's like, are they referring to them like being a vessel? Kind of like how Trissy and the Primordial Demoness? No, right? This is new. How is this? Why? How did this fucking happen? Is this all new shit that happened by the time Climb was asleep? What? Or is this just shit that was never revealed? Or that the gods never revealed, right? Like all the Orthodox gods? What the fuck? Okay. Damn, we haven't updated this bad boy in a while. Let's do this. 37. So you don't have to make potions, but your power. Wait. I didn't catch that part. I didn't necessarily. I thought it was like you hamper it or like you negate it a bit. But. So you don't have to make potions, but your powers can be taken away at any time? Okay. How the fuck did that happen? Chapter 37 is called Dangerous Forest. Lumion paused for a moment and then said, so the body, mind, and spirit would approach the bestower because the power of the gift carries a corresponding brand. A brand. He made this inference from the beyonder characteristics left behind by the oldest one and the previous owners. Although the bestowment was pure strength and didn't contain any characteristics, it was also likely to have been tainted with all the previous owner's quirks. The lady held the tarot cards and nodded in agreement. Your logical ability is impressive. You should thank Aurora for giving you enough basic education. Lumion muttered inwardly. No need for a reminder. The lady continued. Even if the bestower doesn't wish to affect the bestowed, it's difficult to prevent the other party from approaching them physically, mentally, and spiritually. This is because if the power bestowed doesn't contain the bestower's will, it will be challenging for the bestowed to control. So now we have the bestower and the bestowed. It will be difficult for the bestowed to control it, and it will quickly dissipate. Therefore, the blessings of the Orthodox gods in this aspect are basically temporary and limited to a certain extent. And the evil gods don't care what happens to the bestowed. Lumion nodded thoughtfully and asked curiously, Beyonders, what I mean is, can people with Beyonder characteristics still accept gifts? Will the two conflicts and cause them to lose control? The lady smiled and shook her head. There may be some conflict, but not much. Think about it. The power of the gift will transform your body to match that of bestower, but your body has already adapted to your Beyonder characteristics, so there will be a conflict until you find a new balance. However, this conflict won't affect your mind or spirit, so you won't lose control unless you're on the brink of collapsing. Oh, unless you're physically on the brink of collapsing. The only problem is that you might have to get used to seeing a third eye and a fourth hand growing out of your body. That's not good. Of course, the prerequisite is that the power bestowed on you will last for a long time. The corresponding level has to be very high as well, otherwise the little changes in your body can be ignored. Lumion acknowledged the information in the tierce matter. What of the gifts is from the same or the neighboring pathway, he asked. The lady nodded. It won't cause any conflict. Oh, because they're from compatible pathways. She then chuckled, but that doesn't mean that there won't be physical changes. What does this mean? Look. Ellie, do you want to come inside? Give me a bark or scratch the door. What does this mean? Luminous was confused and was about to ask for clarification when the lady interrupted him with a chuckle. I thought you'd be more interested in the time loop after learning about circle inhabitants. It's surprising that you're paying attention to this knowledge that may not be useful to you in the future. That's not like you. Lumen revealed a self-deprecating smile. I wanted to ask if you can help us break the time loop, he said. But then I remembered what you said before. You claimed that the price for resolving the corresponding problem would be the complete destruction of Cordu. Everyone would die. If I wanted to achieve a better outcome, I could only rely on myself. I didn't understand it at the time. Now I can guess the reason. If you want to break the cycle and you're not a cycle inhabitant, the only way is to destroy everything. The lady nodded in agreement. That's correct. But we don't want to destroy everything. That's not good. Lumen was confused and asked him, why didn't you make it clear before? It's not like it's something that would lead to destruction. Or was it that lady used to speaking in a half-concealed manner? The lady immediately laughed. Would you have believed me if I had told you that the whole village was caught up in a time loop? Lumen thought about it for a moment and replied, probably not. It was difficult to believe that such an absurd story without experiencing it firsthand. The lady smiled and said, that's why I didn't make it clear. I didn't want you to spend a lot of time explaining it to you. Lumen fell silent for a moment before seizing the opportunity to ask, do you know what the key is to breaking the cycle? In what direction should I focus my efforts? The lady shook her head. Divination on certain matters is very dangerous here. Lumen was confused. The woman could only add, if I knew the key, I would tell you. The lady said, the sooner I solve this, the sooner I can end this journey. She sighed. When can I have a work-free vacation? Work. Lumen couldn't obtain any inspiration for the mysterious lady, so he probed. If the Padre isn't killed, will the time stop repeating itself? No, the lady replied accurately. There are many trigger points in the loop, including the reaching of the 12th night. You can figure out the rest yourself. 12th night, there's still quite a bit of time to investigate. Lumen thought for a moment and said, because I triggered the specialness in my body, I can maintain my memories and beyond characteristics even every time I loop, right? Literally Groundhog Day. Seeing the lady nod, her further ask, so as long as I'm alive and continue to investigate, I'll be able to find the key to end everything sooner or later. The wording was a little off right there, but I get you. This was an application of the exhaustive method that Aurora had mentioned. In theory, that's right. The woman's emotive eyes, which puzzled Lumen, couldn't put his finger on, surface again, but you should have realized that only Cordu and the surrounding area are in the time loop. Time is passing normally in the outside world, and the date is completely different from Cordu's. The three investigators will send telegrams to describe their situation and the village, and the officials will sense the abnormality here once they mention that date. Even if the investigators fail to send the telegram before the cycle restarts, or they don't mention the date, as time passes, the officials will discover the problem. What do you think they will do to resolve the time loop in Cordu? Lumen fell silent for a moment before replying. They'll destroy it directly, just like your alternative choices. Oh, they tried doing that. The lady nodded with mixed emotions. That can effectively prevent the abnormality from spreading and affecting the others. She said, if you have the chance to go to the Sonia Sea in the future, you can ask about Bansi Harbor. Bansi? Okay. I remember that place. If it was destroyed, I wonder how it was destroyed by the Church of Storms. It was destroyed by the Church of Storms due to some kind of corruption. No one escaped. Lumen felt a renewed determination to find the key point of the loop of his own. He mocked himself, saying, looks like I don't have much time left. He knew he only had 3 or 4 more cycles, and he couldn't have it loop to the 12th night every time. The lady stood up and calmly said, at least you still have a chance. Some people don't even have that. After leaving Old Tavern, Lumion stood up on the road and looked at the few pedestrians and houses. Around him, everything in Cordu village seemed normal on the surface. The villagers had the same emotions as people elsewhere, joy and anger, desire and longing. However, beneath the peaceful, noisy facade, this village hid an unimaginable horror. Everyone here had fallen into a loop and lived the same few days over and over again. Aside from a few people like Padre Gillian Bennett, Shepherd Pierre Barry, Pons Bennett, and Avalizier, Lumen was temporarily unable to determine who was innocent. He wasn't even 100% sure that Raymond Gregg, who was usually rather dim and unscheming, was fine. The Padre's superpowers may have influenced the lad's strange behavior at the end of Lent, instead of them having issues beforehand. For a moment, Lumen felt that Cordu was like a primitive forest, rife with unseen dangers. He couldn't tell who was the prey and who was the hunter. Caution and patience were the most important to survive in such an environment. Ability, courage, wisdom, and experience had to take a back seat. Courage had to take a back seat. This was somewhat similar to the Vagrant days, yet clearly different. As these thoughts surfaced, he felt the Hunter Potion showing signs of digestion. Oh, really? This is the first step of the acting method. That's pretty fast. I thought it would take a month for... I'm sorry. How is he doing this so quickly? That's pretty fast. I thought it would take a month or two to start. He became excited at the possibility of digesting the Hunter Potion. Can I digest the Hunter Potion in 1 or 2 cycles? No fucking way in 1 or 2 cycles he's going to digest it. With the help of the Dreams Ruin hunting, he might quickly become a Sequence 8 provoker and increase his chances of solving the time loop problem. Lumen pondered as he walked forward. Soon he arrived at the village square. His current plan was to chat with the Padre to test his abnormalities and obtain any clues. As he looked around, he saw a figure walking towards the cathedral. The figure was wearing a dark brown long coat with a hood, a rope tied around his waist, and a pair of brand new soft leather boots. It was Shepherd Pierre Barry. It was him. Lumen quickly approached Pierre and deliberately asked, Pierre, why are you back? Pierre's black curly hair was greasy and he hadn't shaved for a long time. He happily replied, isn't Lent almost here? I haven't celebrated it in years. I can't miss it this year no matter what. His blue eyes were filled with a gentle smile, and he seemed completely different from the shepherd who had traumatized Lumen before. Oh, the answer will be somewhat different from the previous cycles in a different place with a different questionnaire. Although the essence doesn't change, the certain words will be different. Lumion listened carefully and looked at Pierre's new shoes before asking, did you make it rich? Not really. I can only say that my current boss is not too shabby. He gave me quite a bit of strings. Drinks are on me tonight. Pierre's joy was evident. All right, Lumen agreed and pointed to the cathedral. Are you going to pray? Pierre sighed and said, yes, it's been too long since I prayed to the god in cathedral. Though the sentence didn't seem significant, the more Lumen listened, the more he sensed that something was off. Shepherds weren't entirely isolated from human settlements. Numerous villagers were scattered around the plains and pastures. High mountain meadows might be desolate, but shepherds would occasionally descend the mountain to resupply. How could he not find the cathedral? Indeed, if Pierre Barry had ventured to Fane Potter or Lenberg, locating the cathedral, the eternal blazing sun, would be fruitless endeavor. However, Lumen couldn't shake the feeling that there was something amiss in every word Pierre Barry uttered. Instead, Pierre Barry inquired, are you heading to the cathedral as well? No, Lumen replied, shaking his head. I thought there'd be people chatting in the square, but it was empty. He then waved his hand. I'm going now. See you tonight, Pierre Barry responded, waving his back. After watching the shepherd head towards the cathedral, Lumen made his way back to the village. He decided against having a chat with the Padre. His next destination was the home of the shepherd Pierre Barry. Let me update this quickly. 2:30. If the next chapter takes about 10 minutes, I think we'll be able to do 4 chapters. Give me the names, bro. If we can do this chapter in 10 minutes, we'll have time for one more. But if this chapter takes like 15, I think we can do 4. I think we'll be able to do 4 chapters before the missus gets back already. Yeah, man, she was like, I'll be there a lot earlier than usual. She was like, I'm out a lot earlier. I'm like, oh shit. Which is why we're streaming so much earlier. And I have to go make food, man. I gotta go cook. I'll probably make a quick salad first. Well, COI on easy stream, crazy day. I know, just, well, we'll see. Check Wiz Discord general chat. I haven't in a few months. I'm trying to sleep a wizard earlier. Cammy's busting his whole Cammy. Yeah, but it's another different thing. Let's not explain too much. We're approaching spoiler territory now. It's kind of implied that in LTM. It was kind of implied in LTM. Wait, hold up. Let me read that. Hold up. Before I read the next chapter, I am pretty sure that was kind of implied in LOTM that you can bestow your characteristics, but it was done very few times. I think Gustav's son was one of those examples. No fucking way. Really? Room died. Rejoin it, please. I can't do music changes unless you do it. Ah, okay. So I just refresh it. I hit load. So I hit load, so you should be good now, right? I rejoined it. Oh, rejoin. With the same code? With the same code? Let me join again, brother. I got you. So I loaded it, so now you should be able to change it again, right, Cammy? I think that's how you explained it. Now you need to go back and repaint. I redid it. I redid the whole thing. Yeah. Oh, using my site now? Oh, Hope, you were the one that found it. That was pretty cool. Okay. So, it's weird. I gotta go back and look at that shit though about Gustav's son. Was that really implied? What the fuck? Like, the closest thing to this is how, like, somebody can become a vessel, right? Like, but that's like the closest thing I can think of. But like, it was never to like this scale. That's fucking cool, man. So chapter 30, dude, this song is really cool, by the way. I'm down to just hear this shit on my own free time. This is a cool little eerie track. Chapter 38 is called Sheep. Over a dozen members of the Berry family were crammed into a ramshackle two-story house. Lumion seemed unfazed, but opened the door and carefully maneuvered around it to the vacant area enclosed by the wooden fences at its back. Piles of hay and firewood were scattered near the eaves of the clearing, and the three filthy white sheep, muddied with dirt, and were lingered there. Lumion remembered Aurora mentioning that the sheep Pierre had hurried back, which seemed peculiar, but she couldn't quite pinpoint what was unusual about them. That's why Lumion had taken advantage of the shepherd's absence during the prayer at the cathedral to inspect the sheep. Although he had never herded the sheep himself, he had lived near the high land pastures in Cordu, so he had at least 70 to 80 sheep. He was by no means unfamiliar with them. After observing closely for some time, Lumion couldn't discern any differences between the three sheep before him and others of their kind. All he could do was mutter under his breath, "Can't see any issues with my naked eye. Do I need some superpower?" Sadly, hunters didn't possess such abilities. Lumion had already utilized his enhanced vision, sense of smell, and understanding of various clues, but he still couldn't identify any problems. The only oddity he noticed was that the sheep's dropping was piled in one corner rather than scattered everywhere. Of course, there was a high probability that Berry family regularly cleaned the area and used the fences more efficiently. After several more seconds of observations, Lumion murmured softly, Looks like just looking and sniffing isn't enough. Do I need to get hands on?" Without any hesitation, he placed his hands on the fence and flipped over it as if he was right at home. The three sheep turned their heads simultaneously to look at Lumion, who greeted them with a grin. "Come on, time for a checkup." He wasn't concerned that their owner would discover his actions, since he had done similar things more than once. Every family in the village knew that this guy enjoyed playing pranks in various ways. He used sheep as props in just part of his antics. In Lumion's own words, when your reputation is already tarnished, there are some perks to being infamous. With the title of the Prankster King, I'm sorry, I forgot his title was Prankster King. With the title of Prankster King, anything he did in Cordu Village wouldn't arouse too much suspicion. Even if those who were clearly abnormal caught him red-handed, they wouldn't be able to confirm that something was amiss with them. Of course, such circumstances, Padre Gilliam and Shepherd Pierre might try to silence him as a precautionary measure. As such, he needed to experience caution when necessary. It's the sheep. As if sensing Lumion's ill intentions, the three sheep hid behind the haystack, their cries barely audible. But how could they escape a hunter? Lumion, we're about to find out. "No issues here either," he whispered. Seeing the sheep look at him, he added with a wicked grin, "You're in excellent health. You'd probably make a delicious mutton stew with peas." Damn. He deliberately said this to test his intelligence on the three sheep. When the three were no problem with their target's body, he could only start from this angle. The sheep's eyes glazed over momentarily. Lumion chuckled. "Pretty smart, huh? Do you understand what I'm saying?" The sheep's eyes returned to normal as it turned its head and began eating hay. "Ignoring me," Lumion stroked his chin. "I'll buy you from Pierre Berry later and have you for dinner tonight." The sheep remained unresponsive. It bit off a piece of hay and yanked it out. The haystack suddenly collapsed at Lumion's sharp hunter's eyes and caught a glimpse of something. His expression darkened as he walked over and squatted down for a closer inspection. It was a bundle of black hair containing a few several fingernails. Why would this be outside of the house? Lumion muttered in surprise. As a native of Cordu, he was still well aware of the burial customs of the Durage region. When someone died at home, their hair and nails had to be cut and hidden somewhere inside the house. It had to be put in the house. I remember that. They have to cut their hair and nails and had to be cut and hidden somewhere inside of the house to maintain their horoscope and good fortune. How could such an item appear in the outdoor haystack? Lumion picked up the bundle of hair and nails and waited as he examined it. It looked quite fresh, as if it had been cut out only recently. He quickly made a judgment, however. No one had died in Cordu village lately. Lumion can only suspect that this was some form of witchcraft similar to the funeral customs. He planned to consult his sister about it later to avoid arousing suspicion. He stuffed the nails and the black hair back into the haystack and restored the messy scene. Having completed the task, he walked towards the wooden face. As Lumion took a few steps forward, he turned to look back at the three sheep. With a hopeful attitude, he muttered to himself, Pierre Barry seemed off. He's back in the village before May. Did he commit a crime outside? As a good citizen of Intis and a devout believer of God, should I visit Durage and inquire around? The three sheep just stared at him, unresponsive and unchanged. Lumion sighed inwardly, feeling disappointed. These sheep aren't particularly intelligent, he thought. He then raised his hands, thumbs pointing up, index fingers pointing down, making a gesture of the disdain. What's wrong with making the sheep when I am in a bad mood? Suddenly, the sheep that Lumion had examined took a few steps forward, looking hopeful. It raised its hoof and started drawing on the mud. Lumion was momentarily stunned, but as soon as he approached the sheep to see what it was drawing. What it was drawing? What? I lost my fucking place. It raised its hoof and started drawing on the Lumion. Okay, I found my place. The sheep seemed to be drawing letters on the ground. What the fuck? Lumion found them familiar but didn't recognize them. He frowned and speculated this language should have the same origin as the Intis language, but I only know Intis in some ancient Phasic languages, and the sheep is doing that? At that moment, Lumion realized the significance of Aurora's words. Knowledge equals power. The sheep finished drawing and took a step back. He looked at Lumion's with sincerity in its eyes. Then the other two sheep also had a similar emotional change and bleated softly. Lumion looked at the word on the ground and fell into a deep thought, wondering what it meant and how he should respond. In just a second or two, he had the idea and nodded solemnly at the three sheep. He stretched out his right foot and wiped away the word on the soil. He may not understand, but he could pretend to understand it. He would trick the sheep and for now and ask his sister for guidance later. Without waiting for the sheep to respond, he nodded slowly with a heavy, thoughtful expression and walked towards the fence, as if saying, be patient, I'll figure something out. After leaving the sheep pen, Lumion didn't waste any time and went straight home. He found Aurora reaching on a recliner in the study. Grande Sueur. Right? Grande Sueur. He called out anxiously, there's something. Aurora immediately raised his guard. Call me Grande Sueur. What kind of trouble did you get yourself into this time? Lumion took a deep breath and organized his thoughts. Remember when you said that there was something about the shepherd Pierre's buried three sheep? Well, we just find out. Well, I went back on the house to take a look while they were praying in the cathedral, and guess what I found? Aurora's expression turned seriousness. If you're going to do something like that, you need to tell me in advance. It's dangerous now, and no one will protect you. Lumion felt touched by his sister's concern, but complained. If I told you in advance, you probably wouldn't have to let me go. You wouldn't have to let me go. I'll keep it in mind for the next time. He promised sincerely. He had said similar words dozens of times. Aurora understood the urgency of the situation. Aurora understood the urgency of the situation. You timed that pretty good. Aurora understood the urgency of the situation and nodded, indicating that Lumion could tell what he had discovered. Lumion quickly recounted his experience in the sheep's pen, and more Aurora listened, the more serious she became. Write down that word, she said, getting up from the recliner and finding a pen and paper in hand. Lumion, I scrolled down too much. Lumion had memorized the word, so he quickly wrote it down on the pen and paper. Aurora took a quick glance and said solemnly, this is a big problem. I know, Lumion responded inwardly. Moreover, he believed the problem was even bigger than his sister had imagined. What's the problem, he asked. Aurora pointed at the word and said, this is Highlander, the official language of Fena Potter? The sheep are speaking official Highlander, the language of Fena Potter? This is Highlander, the official language of Fena Potter Kingdom. Like Intis, it comes from the ancient Phasic. It means... Aurora paused for a moment, this spoke in a deep voice. Help. Help. Lumion blurted out surprised. The sheep are asking us for help. What? Aurora tearfully acknowledged, I suspect that they're not really sheep. Oh, they were probably humans. Humans. Lumion asked in shock. This was beyond the scope of what he knew. It's like the fucking movie Sheep. Or that one walrus movie. Ugh. Before, Lumion had only thought that the 3 sheep were intelligent and had human-like emotions. It's like the pig quest in The Witcher 3. And then the one... That's so fucked up. And Lumion is like, maybe I'll fucking buy you and eat you tonight. What the fuck, bro? That is so weird. Imagine if he ate that. Ugh. Oh my god, bro. Holy shit, dude. Thank you for the 20. That's so gross, dude. They also seem to have mastered some human language, but he had never thought of them as actual humans. Bro. Fucking big W, Fool's Angel. Thank you so much, man. To him, turning into a sheep only happened in imaginative stories. Just as he said, Lumion was no longer shocked. He realized that the time loop had already happened. What was so strange about the people turning into the sheep? In the world of mysticism, there were plenty of bizarre and absurd things. I see what you did there with the sheep, by the way. Thank you so much, man. Aurora somberly nodded at her brother's confusion and said, If I'm not sure if there's a secret that can turn a person into a sheep, but all the details now point to that possibility. Indeed, Lumion echoed. The more people thought about it, the more he felt that the 3 sheep were probably humans. Did this mean that the shepherd Pierre Barry was actually grazing humans? Oh. Very fitting for a shepherd. Why are you thinking that? What am I thinking what? Oh god, meep meep. I got PTSD from... What'd I say? What'd I say? Lumion asked, why are those nails and hairs hidden outside of the house? Aurora pursed her lips and said, this is one of the funerary customs of the Rage region. However, it's not used under normal circumstances. Many people have forgotten about it. As a warlock, I've studied this aspect to see if I could obtain some useful knowledge. She then explained, when a family member commits unaliving or is murdered by a relative, or if they had a bad character while alive and exerted a negative influence on the entire family, the hair and nails that are cut after death have to be hidden outside. Oh, they have to be hidden outside versus inside the house to prevent the family's horoscope from being affected and bringing them bad luck. Unaliving or murdered by a relative, Lumion suddenly thought of something. During the last cycle, Pons Bennett entered Narok's house without adhering to the funeral customs. Could he have gone to take away Narok's hair and nails? Oh, Pizza Z2 donations. I see what you did there. Shit. Okay. We might just stop right here. Let me go check something. I'ma just go see if I have some leftover salad in the fridge to quickly make up a quick, appetizer before she gets back. If not, I do need to end stream so I can at least make a salad before I start cooking the main thing, because it's gonna take a while to do. Let me step outside. I'll be back in 30 seconds. I'm gonna just check the fridge. If there's a salad, if there's lettuce for me to cut, then we're good. If no, I might have to end. Give me 20 seconds. We're gonna end stream. I gotta go buy some stuff. The missus is out a lot earlier than I suspected. So I have to get inside the kitchen quickly because I got here first. So I have to go whip her up a salad. And then I'm gonna make my stuff and then her stuff. I'm sorry, we only read 3 chapters. But we'll be back tomorrow. We're at 39. I'm sorry, I forgot to update. Shit, I'm so bad at this. I think because I was a little bit excited to read it, I just forgot to update. Bro has no grass to eat. No, it's okay. So we'll be back tomorrow. Okay, I'll be honest. I wasn't planning to stream tomorrow. Laugh Mouse, you're talking about her like some beast released at fixed intervals. Wait, did I say grass? I meant salad. Did I say grass? I meant to say salad. I gotta go get her some grass. No, I meant salad. I was gonna quickly make a salad and then start making my food. I'm sorry. Oh shit, this is gonna be so fucking funny. I'm gonna show her that part. It's like, ah shit, they know the truth. Alright. Overall thoughts. I'm sorry we're only reading 3 chapters. I haven't cooked food. And the missus is gonna be here any minute now, so I gotta get in the kitchen before she gets mad at me and she doesn't let me stream tomorrow. So I don't know what time I'll be live tomorrow because I wasn't gonna stream. But I will do my best to get all my errands out the way. And then I should hopefully, knock on wood, if the circle is inevitable, Sunny, we will be back tomorrow. I'm still not sure on, look, I'm still not sure on Thursday, but I'll do my best to stream tomorrow because Friday night, we out drinking. We're going to be partying, so we're going to be recovering Saturday morning. So we might be able to stream Saturday evening, Sunday. Sorry, this is a bad outro. Point is, I'm sorry we only read 3 chapters. We'll be back, don't worry. We'll be back for more, hopefully tomorrow. That being said, peace. I love you all. I'm liking what's happening right now. Hold up, sorry. Stalling my fucking outro like always. I like the fact that for some reason, it's now revealed that, like, you can just be given beyond your powers without necessarily taking a fucking potion. And then it's like, not only that, Lumiere is like, he's fucking confident enough, like, oh, I should become a provoker in 1 or 2 cycles. And the cycles go to the 12th day. So you're telling me in less than a month, he's gonna be a provoker? Huh. That's fucking wild. Alright. Are you still doing COI and SSS going forward? We'll see. We'll see, Cammy. But I'll probably still keep reading it. Probably not as daily. Maybe like every 2 to 3 days, if that's okay. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. That being said, peace. Have an amazing... Did I say Lumiere? Sorry. I was looking at the song. I said Lumiere. Lumion. Sorry. I've been playing the song Lumiere so much that I just said Lumiere. It's Lumion. Lumien. Sorry. I'd be studying way too fucking much. Peace. Have an amazing day. Love you all. Sorry. That's not what I meant. That's still a win? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Because... So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to premiere the COI video tomorrow. Wait, hold up. That was the YouTube outro. Now we'll do the live stream outro right now. Look, let me try this, Cammy. We're gonna premiere the COI thing in the morning. So like 12-15 hours from now. That's been the time I've been premiering like the last 5-6 Shadow Slave videos, and there's been like 50 people joining. So I mean, And like that's a good way to gauge it, and then we'll see how the video performs. It's like, it's just, the thing is, if we start reading it again and the views are there, then it will be good, right? But it's like, if it's not doing there and like the channel kind of like hits a bottleneck and doesn't grow, I'm not sure. We'll see. But I still do want to keep reading it. It's not like I don't want to. It's not like I don't want to read it. I do want to read it. I do want to read it. It's just, I don't know. I also do want like the channel to grow. Kami, gather, you're meant to compete. Well, okay, let's not make it a war. Let's just make it a competition. There you go. I like that. I like that. IDK, what's the point of premiering? Not gonna lie. I'll be honest. I feel like the only reason I've been premiering it, it's because it kind of mimics like a live stream. It almost mimics it like a live stream, because it still shows you like people watching it live, and then sometimes they're chatting. They're not usually chatting because it's a premiere, but they're still chatting. But I know it's easier to just release the video and then bam, you can just skip to whatever part you want. I'm not sure, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll just stop with the premieres or whatever. But I'll premiere it tomorrow morning, at least, just because we've been premiering the last few Shadow Slave videos, and we'll see what happens. All right, but I love you all. I gotta go to the kitchen. I gotta go get some ingredients. And if I'm done, no, wait, no. I think I'm playing tonight. Playing more pickleball tonight. Can you believe it? I'm a 21-year-old man playing pickleball. Who would have thunk? I tried playing tennis. Pickleball's better. I said it. Ciao. Ciao, people. See you soon. Go get your grass? Yeah, I gotta go get my grass. Easy. What do you mean you're fucking ready for the stream unhinged? We're ending. No, I know. I can't do an outro. I love hanging out with you guys. The fuck is pickleball? Pickleball is a better sport than tennis. Look it up. And yes, I am 21. Look up pickleball. I might just get one of you guys into it. That's the one in my book. All right, later. Love you all. Wait, I lied. Look at my dog. She's clean. She's sleepy. But look. Oh, she's falling asleep in my hand. Oh, look at her. Wait, let me stall for 2 more seconds. Look at this little dog. Look at her. Don't worry, she's clean. She's clean. She has a new collar, which has her old collar. You take a pickle and make it into a ball. Cute puppy. Dude, look at her. She's 2 years old. Look at her. She's fucking so lazy. Look at her sleepy. Watch. You guys want to see? Look. When I take her on a... Hold up. Ready? Look what I'm going to say and look how fast she's going to react. You guys ready? Ellie, let's go. Are you ready to go? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Here. Wait. Here. Hey. Stay. Sit. You ready to go? Yeah, let's go. Look at her. She's like, oh, are we going on a walk? I'll get up. All right. Love you all. Later, guys.